What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Screen Fiend. We are watching Bridgerton. This is episode 3 of season 1. Just do a little recap of some of my thoughts on episode 1 and 2, specifically 2, that I didn't share with you guys in the previous video, that I just continued to think about as I was like editing the first 2 episodes. But yeah, so pretty much episode 1, we were given like an introduction to everybody, who are our main casters, who the story is going to be around, and then we really start to get into the story with episode 2. Episode 2 was really about Simon and his backstory on who he is as a person. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check for it. I'll probably leave it here an iCard or somewhere linked down below. But it just shows you how he grew up. His father was pretty much cruel. I guess when his father, who is the Duke of Hastings, married his mother, they got married like all people do, and they started to have children. I think when we first see it, I believe maybe his mother had like a couple of miscarriages. With the way he was frustrated, the way he was just being so nasty, I'm gonna say at least 2 miscarriages or SIDS. Something happened to the previous children where he's so cruel. And I do believe maybe the previous children were girls. And that's why he was so hesitant to know if it's a boy, it's a boy. But anyway, we see how pretty much Simon grew up. His dad was nasty. We see lady, what's her name? Lady, I was gonna say Lady Burbrook. Shit, what is this lady? Lady Danbury. Lady Danbury comes into his life and she gives him the confidence that he needs. So that's pretty much what season 2 is about. But you know what? I want to touch base on this because I feel like if I don't say it now, I'm going to forget it towards the end of the video. And it's specifically about Eloise and Penelope. Now, I said something in the last video about how pretty much naive Penelope and Eloise was when it came to sex, and I really wanted to know what their ages was. I did look up the ages, and I was shocked to see the ages. So pretty much Anthony, I think it's Anthony, I forgot the second boy's name, but they're in their late 20s, and Anthony is like 29, 30. And then the other guy follows like 27, 28. Daphne is like 20. Eloise is like 17, 18 years old. So my issue with, and you guys, if you don't hear me ramble, I will leave an iCard for you to skip all of that and go into the reaction. But I was just shocked to see those ages and Eloise to be so naive when it came to sex, because this woman or this young lady is dying to be a scholar. She wants to be what men could be. So for her to not have any knowledge about sex is just mind-boggling. I'm sorry. And one thing that I noticed about Penelope. So see, Penelope and Eloise obviously bond because they like education, they like reading, they like writing. That is where they bond at, right? And when it comes to Penelope, I like, just this is me just thinking as I, thinking about the episodes, off camera, of course, and editing. Penelope is playing dumb. Penelope is playing innocent. Penelope is playing timid. This girl is nothing like those characteristics. I'm sorry, she's not. I think she's playing on that. I don't know if she's trying to not have any eyes on her as Lady Whistledown, or she just doesn't want to seem very smart. I mean, you could see little hints in there that it might be her because she likes to read, she likes to write, the same thing as Eloise. But for her to be in the shadows, she plays these parts. And that's what I was getting from her. And I was just like, interesting. And I can't believe I didn't pick up on that when I first saw Bridgerton, when it first came out. But I'm on to you, Miss Penelope. And Eloise, please, I don't know if she's feeding off on Penelope, but Eloise, be a little bit smarter than what you are. You know you're smart. You know you want to be this person Don't be so naive. But that's all I wanted to say about those two or any of the recaps from the episodes. Let's jump into episode 3. I want to see if their relationship starts to be a little bit more open in this episode. I'm not thinking anything crazy will happen, because this is the 3rd episode. Can we go back to this time where we don't have to work? I'm tired of working. Look at them two. He is so stiff. That's a beautiful set. Jesus. Let me do that, because sometimes I feel like I'm screaming. Okay, is this a dream? Yep, it's a dream. Let me move over. This could be a little bit better when I edit. Oh, you guys are going to see my microphone. So better audio, by the way. Oh, God. That is just such a gorgeous set. Ooh. Kiss him, girl. Oops, she had her nice little hot dream. You want him, Daphne. That's what your dream is telling you. That's what your mind is telling you. Oh, girl.
Here we are.
In this day and age, he would perceive as gay doing all that.
Has worked thus far.
Let's just eat ice cream.
Continue our ruse until I found my match.
In the grand battle of the season, I am your trusted general, marshalling the troops.
Wellington could only hope for a soldier so brave.
And handsome. You must not forget that.
Yeah, you're very handsome.
Have you thought about with whom you would like to dance at tonight's ball?
Well, I have some ideas.
The Duke of Hastings.
Lord Weaver is a fine dancer.
Lord Hardy was asking about you at White's last night.
Lord Hardy. What about
I have to remember his name.
Has not proposed, Mamma. I am still considering my best course.
Wise girl.
And Lord Hardy is a fine option, although he is rather boastful.
My dear, why ever do you complicate matters so? You must simply marry the man who feels like your dearest friend.
Oh. Oh, is that it?
Thank you.
Mamma? Well, how very simple
Yes.
indeed.
Yes, quite.
I would be so exhausted. I have to keep going to these damn events every day. I'm like, oh my God. No, I'll stay home.
Wait, my lord, do you prefer the city or the country?
I suppose I've never
The country.
I am partial to the country, but there are certainly advantages to both. Where do you see yourself settling?
another.
I'm sorry, at a certain age, you want the country. You don't want the city. Too much.
My family and I are exceptionally close.
How wonderful, Lord Tompkins. I'm quite the same with my own.
After I marry, in fact, my mother will reside with me and my new bride.
Nope.
Um,
Mama's
does your
boy.
father have anything to say about that?
I should think so. It was his idea.
I should think not. She and the Duke are a love match. Nonetheless, you must
Thank
remind the
you.
Duke to actually propose. The prince is from Prussia, and I dare say that I just caught his eye.
What? Love.
Isn't that the guy from Harry Potter? The one who liked Hermione in the sixth movie?
Besides the fact
Is that him? No,
I'm
he's
sure you're
kind
going to
of
be surprised
Is
to
that
know
him?
how this works, Daphne.
kind
Was
of
it not you who wrote the book on the very
should
subject?
be in his 30s right now. Oh, the opera singer.
Say, you're scared of my wits.
What? I use the back entrance as you asked. Heaven forbid someone discover you consort with the most notorious opera singer in all of London.
You are but third on that list.
I just saw her. Was she in Games of Thrones?
You're always welcome here.
I just saw her
We're used to
something.
finer comforts, but stay as long as you need.
You are a dear friend, but I shall find an arrangement with another gentleman soon enough.
Hopefully someone less of an ass than your last. I know, we will not think of him. Would you prefer to sit around simpering over your needlework or whatsoever it is these debutantes must do to pass the time? You and I make our own way in the world.
That we do.
Sure do.
Which is why I shall find myself a wealthy, sensible gentleman to keep me in high fashion. One who will never break his word.
Or prevent you from running up vast accounts of your beloved Modiste.
Or run home every time his mother or sisters have need.
So she pretty much wants to be a mistress. Because no wealthy man is just going to allow her to do something like that unless she's a mistress, not a wife. Jesus Christ. Daphne, are you sexually frustrated? That's the problem.
Sister, whatever you doing?
Could not sleep. I thought a bit of warm milk might help matters.
Shall I ring for a servant?
No.
Sometimes it does.
No, do not wake them. We should light it.
Excellent idea.
Oh my God, they don't know how to use it.
Me?
I should not know how to do it.
You believe I should?
Why not? Privilege.
Cold milk, then.
Most refreshing given the heat.
I have cold milk. Oh, how exquisite. Little gaudy, but exquisite.
Miss Anna Vaughan speaks several languages, I hear. Miss Mary Egglesfield, now she's meant to be quite the reader.
Were I looking for
They
a
got
list of
locks.
debutantes and their
Locks.
dubious accomplishments, I could have stayed home and read Lady Whistledown.
Collins, I'm going to Greece.
Lord Middlethorpe, you simply must meet Miss Marina Thompson, a distant cousin of my husband's.
Miss Thompson, the pleasure is mine.
Entirely.
She's trying to... Yes.
I just had a brief question to ask Marina.
No, now is not the time, Penelope. I believe now to be the perfect time.
Miss Thompson?
I certainly was not addressing you.
Ooh. That is rude.
I do not believe that I have ever met such a lovely girl with such an ugly countenance.
You are a meddlesome little wench, and you clearly do not understand the gravity of your situation. That will need to change.
He's so not interested in her. And trust me, the queen
It's Bridgerton.
told him that she's the diamond of the season.
I was hoping to see you today.
Were you?
Yes. It seems the art is not the only beautiful thing on display at present.
You should make your rounds, Your Highness.
Oh, she said, I'm not interested. Keep it pushing, brother.
Delightful to see you.
Ooh.
What are you doing hiding away in here?
Enjoying some culture.
Okay.
You are receiving glowing reviews from Whistledown. Did you see?
I did. I ought to take to the stage.
I got a little mini fan over here blowing because it's hot in
My
here.
wild jealousy.
Fooling Lady Whistledown. She knows everything about everyone, even the Queen, and yet we have her utterly convinced that we are mad for each other.
We are awfully clever.
Indeed we are.
Excessive
Because it's not a
praise
ruse,
is
it's real.
Miss Bridgerton.
Oh. This one is yours too.
You sound surprised.
Suppose I am. It's not at all like the others you donated, is it?
It is
Wait,
not.
that's his painting?
The others are.
Ooh.
Well, they were to my father's tastes. If Lady Danvers believed this one was a favourite of my mother's. I have never understood why.
I see. He donated his paintings from his home. Got it.
It is very beautiful.
Uh-oh, look. It's that magnet. Can't help it. Oh, sweet.
Oh, enough, I beg of you.
Perhaps you should join me.
Eloise. Thank
Are you
you.
need to be proficient on the pianoforte soon enough? You can take your reading outside.
You say that as if reading were a bad thing.
I meant no such thing.
But it'll not gain me a husband, is that what you meant then?
Louise.
You wish to follow your heart, and I wish to nurture my mind. Let us leave it there.
Can you at least try to understand?
You never see things from my perspective. You are not the only one with troubles, Eloise. You have no idea what it...
What troubles does Eloise have? I'm sorry.
There's not
I'm
much.
confused. Like, please. Look
My
at that
mother told
place.
me
Oh my
something
God, I could sit there and read a
curious
book all day.
That one should marry one mysterious friend.
Are you suggesting I marry your brother?
No. But I do wonder, is that truly what marriage is all about then? Friendship.
Well, I imagine it's a good start. Now, most marriages I gather are more like battlefields.
Even if it is a battlefield.
Battlefield?
There must be other things that hold the troops together.
My word. I might have thought you were trying
Like
to organize a
what?
militia. Ah. Now
I have zero
there's
interest in being married, so I'm curious.
What I mean is, there are other things. Physical. Or perhaps intangible. You are beastly. Never mind.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the absurdity of how little mothers tell their daughters.
You tell us nothing.
Well, I certainly can tell you.
Why not?
Because it's
Thank you.
place.
Oh my gosh.
In any real courtship, yes. It would be scandalous.
Like, I know
for a
it's not
suitor to
proper,
discuss
but
such
come
things with
on.
a
You
lady.
gotta give him a little bit of insight here.
You're not a real suitor, are you? And besides, no one else will tell me anything. So how am I ever to find a proper husband if I do not even know what I'm to be searching for?
You will know when you know.
What does that
Thank
even
you.
mean?
I cannot
You
tell
have a
you.
connection.
Daphne.
Simon, tell me. Tell me.
All right. What happens between a husband and a wife? Well, it's a natural continuation of what happens at night.
At night. What happens at
What?
night?
When you are alone.
Bumping. He's about masturbation.
You do touch yourself.
It's not proper for lady. Hello.
When you are alone.
Oh, he's teaching her all the tricks. And she gonna think about you,
Your
boo.
body anywhere that gives you pleasure, but especially between your legs.
Ooh.
And when you find
Give it an
feeling
insight,
of
Zook.
joy, you can carry on with that
Oh.
until the feeling grows, and eventually you reach the pinnacle, a release.
Swish, swish. Oh, child, the
help you?
sexual tension. The sexual tension. Oh, child, he always do that and then leave her.
I
Very
demand to know,
seductive.
is all this time you were spending with Miss Bridgerton bleeding anywhere?
Could it not merely be time well spent?
That's his
Prolonged
mom.
courtship is one thing. But now it is very clear to anyone with eyes that Daphne Bridgerton has caught the attention of Prince Friedrich. But if you are merely dallying with her, and if she loses her chance of such an extraordinary match simply because she is too wrapped up in your charms, well then, she would be a fool. And I would never forgive you your carelessness.
Miss Bridgerton is far from a fool.
Then you are just being cruel. And we both know I taught you better than that.
Oh, wow. That's his mom.
So, I was thinking about us doing something different. I mean, the ice flavors here are divine, yes, but well, perhaps the two of
I
us.
shall not be joining you today, Miss Bridgerton.
Why not?
Nor tomorrow, nor any longer for that matter.
Oh, because Lady
What can you
Danbury
mean?
Is it not obvious?
warned his ass.
Apparently not, if I require your further
You
elaboration.
now have a bevy of suitors at your disposal. And I've been afforded great relief from mammas and daughters alike in order to conduct my affairs in peace whilst remaining in London. Thus, our arrangement has succeeded, Miss Bridgerton.
Stop calling me that.
It is these very circumstances that prove
What are you doing?
that prove our ruse should hereby need to end.
Why are you so loud about
Have I
it?
done something wrong?
If I was them two
Then
people
tell me
standing there, I
why.
would have heard everything he said.
He is perfect for you.
This is about our conversation
I
yesterday.
must apologize for that.
There's no need to apologize.
Your brother was correct. I am and always will be a rake. So before I corrupt you any further,
To me, I assure you, I'm quite capable of deciding the bounds of my own propriety. I thought you and I were friends.
we were never friends. I do not believe
Oh
there
my
could be a more
God,
ridiculous notion
Simon.
than that of us ever being friends. The young lady barely out of her leading strings. You were a convenience. A diversion.
Jeez.
A pretty one at that, but nothing more.
Up, that's his father
Now
talking, that
completing my business in
meanness.
town, I shall be moving on. I suggest you do the same.
Oh, God.
You will be very happy with your prince, Miss Bridgerton.
She don't want the prince, she wants you.
Marina, it is here. A letter from Spain. It must be from Sir George. He's written back to you.
Uh-oh.
Well, what does he say? Well?
I remember this.
What has happened? Marina, has he been wounded?
He pretends there was nothing between us.
Oh, no.
What do you
Oops,
mean?
I thought he died.
He says he desires nothing more to do with me or my situation.
It would seem our efforts were not in vain.
I'm sorry?
I believe... Oh, it is quite exact, Mum.
We'll make certain you place the letters just the way we found them beneath Miss Thompson's pillow.
What?
What do we do when a soldier arrives home, Mum?
If he should return, I can say with certainty he will not be coming to collect her.
You hear that cry? That is such a blood-curdling cry. Jesus Christ. You have nothing, it has nothing to do with that girl. It has all to do with your reputation. Please stop lying.
Will you be joining us at tonight's ball, Anthony?
Another damn bowl, y'all. Another damn bowl.
Perhaps you might cast your eye over this list before the event, then.
What is this?
These are names. 14, to be exact. 14 single, eligible young ladies, all from excellent families. Lady Lewis and Smith.
I shall consider your suggestions. Thank you.
Listen here. You have to marry too.
Was there something else?
What time do you have?
Right?
What?
The time. You were just checking your father's old watch when I called you, yes? It is a lovely heirloom.
It is 1:45, Mother.
It's quite late indeed. At any rate, do let me know who I should introduce you to, my dear. Time, as we both know, is certainly of the essence.
Okay. You're 30, brother. Why did I think, when she said, what time is it? I was like, what? They got watches back then? Oh, gosh.
Princess and Costa.
The queen always look bored.
Does it not?
Now she'll get her flirt on. Oop, she is pissed. Look at Brimsley. Look at the prince looks mad. She's mad. Look at his heart. His heart stopped too. He's like, "Would you excuse me?" Look at her. She's like, "I lost the battle. You did, girl."
Miss Bridgerton, I simply must have your first dance.
It would be an honor, Your Highness.
Child, is she doing that because she's just like, you know what? let me just go about my business. This was just a ruse. It wasn't nothing real. Or is she trying to make him jealous? I'm very curious. And she's doing that stupid little trick.
Could it be true? The season's diamond, even more precious and rare a stone than previously thought?
Her mother does not like what she's doing.
For it now appears this treasure is set to join the likes of the Queen's ever so cherished crown jewels themselves. The Duke of Hastings, I hear, was left looking rather tongue-tied last night.
They got
Bridgerton
gut punch.
seems to have finally grown tired of waiting for him to pose that all-important question.
Okay, so that was episode 3. Honestly, not a lot happened in this episode. I didn't expect anything really to happen in this episode. Usually when you have seasons that have 8 episodes, you have your 1 and 2 to do a little introduction, the 3 and 4 kind of like filler episodes, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 will kind of like really get into it and then wrap it up. But you know, in this episode you do see that, well, it was in the second episode too, like towards the end, but this episode you definitely can see that they both are feeling each other, and it's like a magnet, like they like each other, or maybe actually love each other at this point. It really doesn't tell you how long they've been doing this little ruse that they've been doing. I'm gonna say maybe like 2 weeks or something like that. But, you know, back then people fell in love a little bit quicker than we do now. So I'm not going to say like, but I'm definitely going to say in love. I definitely agreed with her mom saying that, you know, friends first and then the relationship. I wholeheartedly believe that if you cannot be friends with your mate, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to work. And you can see that in their relationship when they, you know, they're walking in the garden and they're laughing, making jokes. They become friends and then they're going to turn into lovers. And we all know that's going to happen. But, you know, you can see the progression there. You know, Lady Danbury, even though she's not saying anything, she's watching what he does and she confronts him. Pretty much, she's like, listen, if you're really serious about Daphne, get your ass in there and propose. If not, go on. There's plenty of suitors, especially the prince, that want to court her, want to marry her, move to the side. And at that point, you know, he goes back to his vow that he made for his father. Even, you know, that's where he's tussling. He's tussling because he really does have feelings for Daphne, but he has this vow that he made to his father. And let me tell you something, he wants revenge and he wants to stick to that. And that's where he's having his, what's the word I'm looking for? His battle between those two feelings. And kind of the same with Daphne as well. You know what I mean? Like, this man wasn't someone I was supposed to fall in love with. It was just someone I was, you know, I needed help finding a better suitor. He was just someone, a means to an end. But of course we all know that didn't end up that way. Eloise, you know, I'm starting to remember how Eloise kind of annoyed me the first time I watched it. I understand how she feels. You know what I mean? For me, I don't want to be married. I am the girl who doesn't want to be married. However, I do want a family, but I don't want to be married. I just don't. So I get her in that sense, but I don't think she should look down on her sister because her sister wants to be married. You know, you two are completely different people. You're siblings, but you're two different people. If that's the route that she wants to go, and you shouldn't look down on her about that. And I feel like she concocts this thing where she believes that Daphne looks down on her. And I don't think Daphne does. I really don't. Maybe Daphne wants to understand why she wants to go that route of being a scholar. But I don't think Daphne honestly judges. I don't get that from her character. You know what I mean? And then now we're starting in this episode, we're also starting to kind of get to know Benedict. I know his name. It's Benedict. So, you know, he's sitting there and he loves art. I said it in the first episode that he's the artistic sibling. And, you know, I don't know why he's conflicted on not pursuing that, you are the second born. You're not the first. Anthony is well and alive. So just like Colin, you can go out there and pursue your dreams. Why are you conflicted? Just like Eloise said to him, she was like, you're a man. You're a man and you're allowed to be who you want to be. If you want to create art, go out there and create it. Like, I don't understand why he needed his sister to say that to him. He should just well and out just go and do it. Maybe being artistic back then was not as popular. I don't know, because when they were at the event and they were looking at the painting and he made his critique about the painting, the guy was there. He was famous. So I don't know why Benedict is conflicted over his passion and whatever. I don't know what obligation he has where he's conflicted. I don't know. Maybe they'll, explore it a little bit more down the line in the episode, but Benedict, please get over yourself. Of course, we get a little bit of Penelope and her cousin. I don't know that girl's name, the young lady who got pregnant. I felt bad for her on what Penelope's Lady Featherington did to her. I thought that was really evil. And it was solely a selfish reason. It had nothing to do with the young lady, had nothing to do with her future. It was all about the Featherington name in society. That's all it was. She hurt that girl to her core simply for that. And I just thought that was so wrong. The way she cried was just heartbreaking. You know what I mean? That she gave herself to this man thinking that he is the man for her. They're not together because he's at war. But once he comes back, they will be a family. He will marry. And then she gets this letter and she starts crying. Thank God it's fake. It's not real. I wonder when they're going to discover that it's not fake. And Miss Featherington or Lady Featherington, I can never get this name. Lady Featherington gets her due because that was just dead wrong. Not too much on Penelope in this episode, but like I said earlier in the video, she likes to play in the shadows. She likes to be timid. She likes to be the one hiding. Where nobody really sees her. And you continue to see that here and be the innocent girl, especially with her cousin. Her sisters, oh my God, they give me such stepsister vibes. These two are amazing. They are just a hot mess. Anything else that happened in this episode? Not really. That was it. So I hope you guys liked this reaction. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to have a discussion about this episode and the previous episodes, then let's start a conversation down in the comment section. If you'd like to see more reaction and recaps by me, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodaloo!